Good morning. Good to be with you all this morning. And I get warmed up here with a little singing. This song's one of my favorites from Mamuse, We Shall Be Known. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. One more time with gusto. All right. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Good morning. Welcome to Foothills on this blossoming morning. It is so good to be together. My name's Elaine. I use she, her pronouns. I'm one of the ministers who serves this congregation, and I'm so delighted to be leading worship together this morning with Reverend Christopher.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you. And I'm grateful to be leading this service also with Julie Koenig, song leading and playing piano this morning. And I want to especially hold up what a gift it is to have Spencer LaJoy with us this morning.
Yes.
Spencer. Their music has already been part of our shared life here. Plowshare Prayer has lived in this room many times now, and it's the kind of music that lingers. I know how deeply it has stayed with many of us. Spencer's music makes space for complexity and tenderness and wholeness and sorrow and joy and love, for the parts of being human that don't tie up neatly. They have this way of writing that feels both deeply personal and somehow shared. Like they're putting words to things many of us have felt but didn't quite know how to say. And on a personal note, Spencer and I went to seminary together at ILEF. So really glad that they're here and really lucky to receive their music today.
Every Sunday we gather to remind ourselves and each other that every single person is worthy of love and belonging, and we are all in this life together.
If you're new or visiting, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Every single person in this room was once new or a visitor, or if neither of those, then an infant, which I guess is its own kind of being new. Anyway, a good place to start is the welcome table in the entrance hall after the service, where you can ask questions and meet some of the people who make this place what it is.
And if you are feeling new here or still kind of new-ish, and you can stay a little bit after the service. I hope that you will join me today for Inquirers, which is a 40-minute program where we explore a different aspect of Foothills, and today we're talking about our caring community. How do we care for one another here at Foothills? And what does that say about who we are? And how could you get involved to be a part of that team? So we'll be meeting for Inquirers in room 222. After the service, just head out these doors, take a right, take a left, and yes, there will be snacks. Another great way to get connected at Foothills right now is to take part in our late spring journey groups. This is an opportunity to be a part of a facilitated group of about 6 to 10 people who are going to read Robin Wall Kimmerer's Braiding Sweetgrass together and invite some practices and reflection to help us explore our interconnectedness with nature, of which we are a part. And I just want to say, if this sounds awesome to you, but you've already read Braiding Sweetgrass, just go for it. Just read it again in a new way with new people and see what happens. So check it out.
So many of you have been working to get equipped to take action in the movement for collective liberation in our Meet the Movement workshops. A second wave of 3-session Meet the Movement small groups start in just 1 week. And there is still space for you. You can sign up today. As we continue our Meet the Movement series, today we're talking about what it means to care for one another in community. We know that being a part of a movement fiercely working together for justice also means fiercely caring for one another. Both are happening and both are vital.
So let's begin our time together by joining in song, and we are going to sing a Unitarian Universalist classic, Spirit of Life by Carolyn McDade. If you have not heard this song before, don't worry, because Julie's going to play it all through once so you can hear it, and then the second time through we'll join together in song. So please rise in body or in spirit for our opening song.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Come, orphans, come, outcasts, come, unmoored and unrooted. Come, those who are wondering what time it is on the clock of the world. Come, those who are disoriented. Come, those who are loving the sunshine and the blossoms, and those who are fearful of what this drought might mean. Those who hold the joy and the fear together and the mess of feelings all at once in their hearts. Come, wanderers and weary ones. Come, rushing ones, overworked and overwhelmed. If we just move faster, if we just do more, maybe tomorrow we will reach that promised land. Take a breath. And what if, for this moment, you have arrived? What if there is only one thing for you to do? Just to be. Not to be in isolation, but to be with. Connected to yourself. Did you look at yourself in the mirror today? Did you remind yourself that you are loved? You are. Did you notice the people around you right now and how they're also held by this love? And what of this community? You have stepped into the flow of a river that holds all things. Surely you did not think you were the exception. Come, be held, and let us worship together. And as we light our chalice, I invite you to join me now in the words of our covenant that begin with the word love. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Has someone in your life ever been going through a really hard time, and you were wondering how you could be helpful and supportive and show up for them? Sometimes folks are really sick. Sometimes the people we know are really sad. They've had a loss, and we're trying to figure out what to do. And it can feel kind of overwhelming to be in this situation. We can feel kind of helpless, like, something is happening in your life. I can't make that thing stop happening. So what can I do to at least make things a little better, to offer a little comfort? How can I be a good friend? And this is something that we practice all the time together at church, because we know that part of being human is offering love and care to other humans and receiving that love too. And so we practice that here over and over again. Well, here at Foothills, I'm our Minister of Community Care, which means I've had a lot of opportunities to be together with folks who are going through particularly hard times. And I thought maybe it would be good to review some ways that we can show up for one another. And I can't remember them all on my own, so I've put together this box of reminders so that when I run out of ideas, I can just turn to the big red box. So let's see what's inside here. Oh, when someone's going through a really hard time, we can listen to them, offer them our attention. Oh. When someone's going through a really hard time, we can sit next to them. We can just quietly be together with that person and offer our presence. Oh, games. We can invite someone to play with us. Come play with me. Let's do something fun. Let's do a pleasurable activity together. This is a game called Bananagrams. Food. Offering a snack. This is an apple. You could bring someone a meal. That can be super helpful and comforting. Oh, what's this? Oh. This is a card. You could write someone a card, send them a letter. You could draw a picture for someone. Now, why did I put a dish towel in here? I think it's because if somebody's going through a hard time, it's easy to feel really overwhelmed. And so you could help someone out with an overwhelming task that they might have. And I know at my house, an overwhelming task can be a huge pile of dirty dishes, right? Tackling something. Maybe you, oh, I see the clapping. I feel seen. Right, so there are so many ways to help someone out when they're going through a really hard time. And I think I see someone having a hard time right now. Oh, Lauren McTighe, our family programs manager. Lauren, what's going on? Come up here. Come sit. Lauren, what's happening?
Oh, my hamster died.
Oh, no. That's really sad, Lauren. Okay, you guys, I totally ran out of ideas. I forgot them all. What is something we can do to help someone who's going through an extra hard time? Oh, snack. Snack is helpful. Okay, I have this apple here, and you know what? I know that I can't be helpful to other people without also meeting my own needs, and I'm really hungry, so, hey, Lauren, you know, I brought this apple because I was thinking of giving it to you, but actually I'm feeling really hungry myself. I don't think I can be a good listener without having a snack first. Do you give me permission to eat this apple? Yeah, thank you. See, look, you have to care for yourself to be able to care for other people. I am nailing this caregiving.
Hey, Elaine.
Oh, hi, Christopher. I'm just offering care.
Oh, yeah, about that. I couldn't help but notice you're eating the apple.
Yeah.
I think the idea is that as a friend supporting someone going through a hard time, you're supposed to be offering the snack, not asking for it.
Oh, but
Yeah.
Christopher, what is wrong with asking a friend for a snack when you're hungry?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but when someone is having a really hard time, there's a certain direction the care should flow.
Oh.
Yeah. Imagine that the person having a very hard time is in the center of the circle.
Okay.
Okay, so we got this circle here. And we direct our care towards the person in the center. You might have other circles around that, and when you need support, you turn around away from the center to someone who's less affected by who's having a hard time.
Okay, so if somebody's having a really hard time, I direct my care into the circle. They're the center of the circle. But then if I need something, I should look for care for me outside of the circle. Christopher, will you be my person outside of the circle?
Oh, you bet, I'm here for you.
Okay, all right. I still want to offer care to Lauren. She's still crying. I think listening is probably good. But I am feeling really, really embarrassed about having eaten the apple that I should have given to her. And I'm totally consumed by my own shame and embarrassment right now. Christopher, can I turn to you and maybe you can listen to me and then I'll listen to Lauren?
You bet.
Okay. Christopher, I'm feeling really embarrassed and dumb right now in front of all these people. I ate the comfort that I should have given to someone else. It's all I can think about.
I totally get it.
Okay.
You know, we all make mistakes, my friend.
We do.
The good news is you can try again.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Elaine.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that your hamster died. That is so hard.
I know.
Tell me more about what happened.
I woke up this morning and he was in his cage and he wasn't moving, and it really scared me. And my mom told me that he had died.
Oh, that is so hard and sad.
Yeah.
What was your hamster's name?
Mr. Bananas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was yellow.
He was yellow, like a banana.
Yeah.
So how are you doing just in your life right now?
You know, I think I'm really sad a lot of the time, and I also am finding it really hard because I'm sad, but then the house is also like getting really messy because I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like making my bed. I don't feel like cleaning up anything or cleaning up my toys. I just want to be sad all the time.
Oh yeah, I totally get that. I wonder, would it be helpful to have somebody help you out with the overwhelming mess in your house?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Hold on just a sec.
Okay.
Christopher, outside of my circle. Yeah. I really want to help Lauren, who's the person with the greatest need inside the circle, but I have made a commitment to invite the children up to their group time at church. Do you think you could invite the children up for me so I can go with Lauren and help her with her house?
You bet. Great job asking for what you need from someone outside the circle.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, Lauren, how about I go to your house? I have a dish towel, and we'll get started on all those dirty dishes.
Great. That sounds great.
All right.
Kids and youth, you can come now to the front. All the kids and youth, come on forward. Anybody here waving their hands, you can come to one of them. Our family ministry staff will lead you to your groups. And while they're moving, everybody else, just take a moment to stretch. You can put your arms up in the air if you like. Take a deep breath. Let out a good long sigh. Okay, and then everyone please rise and turn toward the aisle nearest you to form arches of blessing for our kids to move through as we sing our shared blessing, first for them and then for one another.
Hope ever, faith ever, strengthening you. Life ever, breath ever, nourishing you. And everywhere you go, may you always be home. And everyone you meet, be messengers of peace. Let your light shine through, and your heart ever be true. Move in grace and gratitude, and walk in wisdom, sharing all that's good. Hope ever, faith ever, strengthening you. Life ever, breath ever, nourishing you. And everywhere you go, may you always be home. And everyone you meet, be messengers of peace.
I invite you into a time of meditation. You can begin by just settling into your seats and noticing your breath. Perhaps just placing a hand over your navel and just feeling as you breathe in the expansion of your diaphragm and breathing out. And I'm going to invite you on a bit of a imaginal journey today using some guided imagery visualization. So if it's comfortable, you can close your eyes or you can just find a soft gaze. Just breathing, noticing your feet on the floor. And just beginning to bring your whole body into your awareness. Feeling how you're supported by the chair. Staying connected to the breath today is kind of an anchor during this guided journey. I invite you to imagine we're going to do a little time travel together. Imagine that as you're seated there, you are also going back in time, all the way back to the day that you were born. Arrive at this day that you were born. And then imagine just doing a little skip and a hop, and we're going to jump timelines to a different version of reality. And it's still the day that you're born. But here you're being born into the most wonderful, beautiful, caring village that you can possibly imagine. In a setting of your choosing, can make it anything you like that feels good and safe. And imagine that you were born in this space, and for 3 days you are watched over by your mother, by other caring people who are around you. And on that 3rd day, you're taken out from the room or the hut or wherever it is that you have been and brought outside to a beautiful space. And there, a whole village greets you. And as you're held in loving arms, each person in this village sings your praises. They welcome you to this world. They dance. They speak your true name. And go ahead and press fast forward now and just see yourself growing up in this environment where you're loved and celebrated for your uniqueness. You're cherished for how you contribute to the whole. See yourself growing until you're the age you are now. See yourself, that this version of you that knows what it is to share deeply in the lives of others, to care and to be cared for, to work alongside people with a shared vision of a world where all life can flourish. And imagine now that you are before this other version of yourself you've been watching, and you're looking into their eyes. You see yourself there, and you see so much love and compassion in those eyes. And imagine that they hold out something to you in their hands, a seed. You take this seed. You take this seed in your hands, small and hard. You feel the surface smooth. And you place this seed right over your heart. And you feel a deep knowing that this seed is a blessing, that this seed is a prayer, and that you are the plowshare, your own life, the very tool needed to loosen the hardened topsoil. And now you make your way back to this room, to this very space, seated where you are, connecting again to your breath and feeling your feet on the floor, and knowing that you are making way for your seed, this vision of what a community can be in your deepest longing and wildest imagination.
Dear blessed Creator, dear Mother, dear Savior, dear Father, dear brother, dear holy other, dear sibling, dear baby, dear patiently waiting, dear sad and confused, dear stuck and abused, dear end of your rope, dear worn out and broke, dear go it alone, dear running from home, dear righteously angry, forsaken by family, dear jaded and quiet, dear tough and defiant, I pray that I'm heard, and I pray that this works. I pray if a prayer has been used as a sword against you and your heart, against you and your word, I pray that this prayer is a plowshare of sorts, that it might break you open, it might help you grow, and I pray that your body gets all that it needs, and if you don't want healing, I just pray for peace. I pray that your burden gets lighter each day. I pray the mean voice in your head goes away. I pray that you honor the grief as it comes. I pray you can feel all the life in your lungs. I pray that if you go all day being brave, that you can go home, go to bed feeling safe, and I pray you're forgiven. I pray you forgive. I pray you set boundaries and openly live. I pray that you feel you are worth never leaving. I pray that you know I will always believe you. I pray that you're heard, and I pray that this works. Amen. On behalf of the last and the least, on behalf of the anxious, depressed, and unseen, amen. For the workers, the hungry, the houseless, amen. For the lonely and recently spouseless, amen. For the queers and our closeted peers, amen. For the bullied who hold in their tears, amen. For the mothers of little black sons, amen. For the kids who grow up scared of guns, and amen. For the addicts, the ashamed and hungover, amen. For the calloused, the wise and the sober, and amen. For the ones who want life to be over, and amen. For the leaders who lose their composure, and amen. For the parents who just lost their baby, amen. For the chronically ill and disabled, amen. For the children down at the border, and amen. For the victims of our law and order, I pray that you're heard, and I pray that this works. I pray if a prayer has been used as a sword against you and your heart, against you and your word, I pray that this prayer is a plowshare of sorts,
I started seminary in September of 2013, just a few months after an article appeared in the Los Angeles Times called "How Not to Say the Wrong Thing." It wasn't long before the article made its way into conversation among students studying pastoral care. And the fact that our ministers asked me to bring Susan Silk and Barry Goldman's idea into this service 13 years later is a testament to its staying power. The article begins this way. When Susan had breast cancer, we heard a lot of lame remarks. But our favorite came from one of Susan's colleagues. She needed to visit Susan after the surgery, but Susan didn't feel like having visitors and said so. Her colleague's response? This isn't just about you. It's not, Susan wondered. My breast cancer is not about me, it's about you? The same theme came up again when our friend Katie had a brain aneurysm. She was in intensive care for a long time and finally got out and into a step-down unit. She was no longer covered with tubes and lines and monitors, but she was still in rough shape. A friend came and saw her and then stepped into the hall with Katie's husband, Pat. I wasn't prepared for this, she told him. I don't know if I can handle it. This woman loves Katie, and she said what she did because the sight of Katie in this condition moved her so deeply. But it was the wrong thing to say, and it was wrong in the same way Susan's colleague's remark was wrong. And Susan has since developed a simple technique to help people avoid this mistake. It works for all kinds of crises, medical, legal, financial, romantic, even existential. And she calls it ring theory. So you draw a circle. This is the center ring. In it, you put the name of the person at the center of the current trauma. For Katie's aneurysm, that's Katie. Now you draw a larger circle around the first one. In that ring, you put the name of the person next closest to the trauma. In the case of Katie's aneurysm, that was Katie's husband, Pat. You repeat the process as many times as you need to. In each larger ring, you put the next closest people. So parents and children before more distant relatives, intimate friends in smaller rings, and less intimate in larger ones. And when you're talking to a person in a ring smaller than yours, someone closer to the center of the crisis, the goal is to help. And listening is often more helpful than talking, as we've heard. But if you're going to open your mouth, ask yourself if what you're going about to say is likely to provide comfort and support. And if it isn't, don't say it. Don't, for example, give advice. People who are suffering from trauma don't need advice. They need comfort and support. So say, I'm sorry, or this must be really hard for you, or can I bring you a pot roast? Or do you want an apple? And don't say, you should hear what happened to me. Or here's what I would do if I were you. Yeah, have you heard that before? And don't say, this is really bringing me down. Yeah. If you want to scream or cry or complain, or if you want to tell someone how shocked you are or how icky you feel, or to whine about it, how it reminds you of the terrible things that happened to you lately, that's fine. It's a perfectly normal response. Just do it to someone in a bigger ring. Comfort in, dump out. There was nothing wrong with Katie's friends saying that she was not prepared for how horrible Katie looked, or even that she didn't think she could handle it. The mistake was that she said those things to Pat. She dumped in. Complaining to someone in a smaller ring than yours doesn't do either of you any good. On the other hand, being supportive to her principal caregiver may be the best thing you can do for the patient. So at its heart, this ring theory that Susan coined is quite simple, and that's part of its appeal. It's basically one way not to be a jerk, right? Just remember, comfort in, dump out. My work here is done well. Or maybe there's more to the story. Because life is more complex than a single ring at a time, isn't it? And already, I think the example we heard in multi-gen time was, to me, a much more generous interpretation of ring theory than what was even presented in the article. Because the example offered us a model where the support person chose to seek their own support in order to provide better care, not just simply because they were overwhelmed and needed to process. But what an important skill to notice when you need help to provide that comfort. What skills do we truly need to be able to support one another? And when we're hurting, is it dumping that we need, or is it something much more profound? And why is it that we're striving to care for each other better? Is it just to avoid being jerks, or are we answering a deeper calling? I agree with psychotherapist, writer, and soul activist Francis Weller when he posits that the human psyche has evolved to expect a larger container than most of us have access to in the modern world. We evolved as human beings in small, close-knit communities in which we experienced a psychic network of care, a way of being and belonging profoundly different than what most of us know today. And Weller insists that on some level our psyches know this and that we feel this lack. Neo-pagan and eco-feminist writer Starhawk puts it this way: we are all longing to go home to some place that we have never been. A place half remembered and half envisioned, we can only catch glimpses of from time to time. Community. Somewhere there are people to whom we can speak with passion without having the words catch in our throats. Somewhere a circle of hands will open to receive us. Eyes will light up as we enter. Voices will celebrate with us whenever we come into our own power. Community means strength that joins our strength to do the work that needs to be done, arms to hold us when we falter. A circle of healing, a circle of friends, someplace where we can be free. We are all longing to go home to that place half remembered. Can you remember? Can you feel such a longing? When I was 2, my mom moved me into University of Tennessee housing in Knoxville. And we lived in a small apartment in a cluster of little brick buildings. We were cramped, people living on top of each other, and it was heaven. It was international student housing, and my best friend Omer from Pakistan lived right upstairs, and I had more friends next door and down the way. Someone was always knocking on my door, asking if I could play. We could freely run to the playground, and among the summertime sunflowers, we built snow forts in the winter, and we all went to each other's birthday parties. I felt a sense of having many sets of parents, people watching out for all of us, and often small groups would gather to share a meal and craft or garden together. And we moved away to Indiana when I was 7, and there I lived in a big brick house on a hill. It was quite a contrast. Part of me has always been trying to get back to that little apartment complex in Knoxville, or at least the feeling of that place. And now I know why. In the words of Francis Weller, when we are born, and as we pass through childhood, adolescence, and the stages of adulthood, we're designed to anticipate a certain quality of welcome, engagement, touch, and reflection. In short, we expect what our deep-time ancestors experienced as their birthright, namely the container of the village. We are born expecting a rich and sensuous relationship with the earth and communal rituals of celebration, of grief, and of healing that keep us in connection with the sacred. This is our inheritance, Weller says, our birthright, which has been lost and abandoned. And the absence of these requirements haunts us, even if we can't give them a name, and we feel their loss as an ache, a vague sadness that settles over us like a fog. And this lack is simultaneously one of the primary sources of grief and one of the reasons we find it difficult to grieve. On some level, we're waiting for the village to appear so that we can fully acknowledge our sorrows. If we have a prayer of giving and receiving the kind of care we need, my friends, we're going to have to embark on a little project I call re-villaging. And to be clear, we're already seeing this work being done. We're seeing it being done right here at Foothills, and have witnessed the powerful organized response in Minneapolis of everyday people who made a commitment to stay deeply connected to one another. And we're learning from that. I hope that what I offer here in the frame of revillaging serves to uplift, to honor, and to further this kind of activism, this kind of community care. So revillaging our lives is about reclaiming our inheritance, a sacred container from which we can live in ways radically beautiful and free. And this is, by definition, a kind of culture making that we cannot do alone. But we can do inner work to prepare the soil for seeding. I want to share with you 3 terrains in which the radical imagination of revillaging can take root: the intrapersonal, the interpersonal, and the communal. Intrapersonal, by definition, means taking place or existing within the mind. Were you aware that you can revillage your inner world? Perhaps you're already doing that. Most of us are raised to think of our mind as a singular consciousness with a set of opinions, agendas, and dreams. But in fact, we each play host to a wild cadre of characters who like to hijack our conscious ego and run the show, often at inopportune times. Perhaps you can feel the truth in that we all carry within us wounded children, these younger parts that hold deep pain. We carry within us escapists who help us to numb and avoid, protectors who keep us from too much vulnerability or risk, and more. It can be hard sometimes to care in, as the ring theory suggests, when a certain inner part is activated by an upsetting situation. It's so important to stay in touch with what we need. And so part of our work is actually to get to know the feral parts that we have mostly ignored, to invite them into dialogue and to help attend to their needs. And this is the work of inner revillaging, slowly offering a structure for these parts to work with one another and towards common goals. And the more that we offer those inner ones care, the more that we have the capacity to offer care to others in our lives. This intrapersonal work, it's like pulling back a curtain to see the great and powerful Oz as just a little man with knobs and levers. I recall the first time a therapist helped me identify my inner critic, and I was able to give her form in my mind. Can you have an inner critic? Anybody? No? Maybe some of you. I was able to make her visible as a character, and talk to her about the work that she did to keep me anxious and small. And accepting her, being with her, it makes it easier for me to take criticism from others without becoming defensive. And getting to know the part of me that is afraid of conflict has also been a game changer. My default would be to avoid conflict at any cost. And if it arose, to freeze, to numb, or to try to please the other person to make it go away. Any of you relate to that? Yeah, I hated conflict. Now, I relish conflict. I'm just kidding, I don't. I still don't like it. But I know that the part of me that truly fears conflict is just that. It's a part. And I can let them know it's okay, that the adult me has the situation under control. The little scared part does not have to rule my behavior. And this makes the work of the interpersonal revillaging much easier. Because when we're asked to get close to people, inevitably, this is going to mean experiencing things that those little parts would love to avoid. And what I found so profound is not just to be in touch with those parts that I talked about, which psychologist and wilderness guide Bill Plotkin calls the sub-personalities, but to also get to know what he calls the facets of the self. And these facets of self, they're aspects of the human psyche that provide us with needed gifts and abilities so that we can come to know our own wholeness better. Perhaps they're a little like the version of yourself that I invited you to witness in today's meditation. It could offer you a seed and a blessing. The point is that even within our minds, we have these circles of care, places where we offer care to the sub-personalities inside of us, and to seek support from these facets of self, these facets of wholeness. I recommend Bill Plotkin's book, Wild Mind, a field guide to the human psyche, if you want to learn more. To care and to be cared for well, we need a network, a web of relationships. If we're truly going to comfort in and dump out, we need to access a robust circle of rings. And I confess that historically, I've not been very good at this. Whether by nature or nurture, I have tended to move independently rather than with others. It's easier, it's simpler, it's faster, I would tell myself. Deep down, though, I could feel the truth behind that lie. The truth that we need each other. And the more privilege and the more financial stability we have, the easier it is to pretend that we don't. But when trouble comes, who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. And I can't pretend anymore. So how do we poke holes, continue poking holes in this lie of individualism? Interpersonal revillaging is, I think, ultimately about going off script. By that I mean the social scripts that can so easily rule our lives. It's not some sort of belonging through conformity. Instead, we're called to claim a path of authenticity, indeed a path of disruption to the status quo. There's a volunteer at the hospital where I work, and I'll call him Bill, who does this so well. He often comes up to me and others completely deadpan and says something so absurd the other person can't help but start laughing. And he's so effectively disrupted scripted interactions that he's created this field around him. And I can see how people smile when they see him coming, trying to anticipate what's going to happen, and they'll rush to joke with him before he can do the same. I see how humor actually infuses life into situations. It can offer quite a contagious way into disruption of the old story of separation. And I find the more I use humor, the more I receive remarkable energy from people that fuels deeper connection. If our social scripts are these cognitive frameworks, and those frameworks are disrupted, we're forced out of a form of sleepwalking and into new territory. And this is the territory that we are going to need to experience if we're going to know, as Starhawk writes about, these voices that celebrate us as we come into our own power. Revillaging our lives, it's about reclaiming our inheritance, a sacred container from which we all can truly flourish. And we can flip not only everyday social interactions, but also power struggles this way. Sometimes it seems like an impossible task for my kids to get themselves dressed in the morning. I've been waking them up and kindly encouraging them to get moving, and yet 20, 30 minutes later, they're still in their pajamas. Any of you seen that? I can feel the frustration mounting. And I pick up one of their shirts and say, if you don't put your clothes on right now, I'm going to put them on myself. And start putting on my kid's shirt. And you can see the surprise. You can hear the giggles start to form as they realize something completely different is happening. Oh, what's Dad doing now? And often then the resistance melts away because what they wanted the whole time was connection. They wanted that container from which care can be given and received. Sometimes disrupting the script is about not giving people what they want. And to be clear, these practices of going off script I'm talking about, I think about them as a form of culture making, of world building, this container creation. If we're all given this narrative for how the world works, it's like a bubble of a worldview in which the village we long for is an impossibility, in which the power structures that exist seem inevitable. But with each act of going off script, we're blowing new bubbles and saying, look at what the world can be. And let's face it, this world has failed us all, keeps failing us all, and it has not failed us all equally. Even to fully feel the pain, even to express the grief, to metabolize the trauma, requires us to seek out spaces this world does not automatically provide. And isn't that by design? And aren't we going to design right back? And this brings us beyond the interpersonal to the communal practices of revillaging. This summer, I went on a wilderness vigil, a time of fasting and deep communion with the natural world. It's something I'd been wanting to do for at least 8 years, and to me it held great significance. And in preparation, I gathered a small group of friends. We shared a meal. I asked them to bear witness to my life, to what it has been so far, what is dying in me, and what might be wanting to be born. And I spoke to each of them from my heart and in return received from each a heartfelt blessing. And I quickly realized that evening, as I was witnessed and held in this loving community, was one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. And I felt in awe that something so moving and beautiful could have happened in part because of my own volition. I sent the invitations. I created the container, and each person showed up with their own gifts and their own magic. And a little voice inside me said, this is what life could be like. This is your birthright. This is the village in which your deepest griefs and greatest joys can be touched, can be felt, can be seen. This is the seed from which a vastly beautiful world will flower. And all of us have the power to actually re-village our lives with the containers that we create, with the invitations that we make. And we cannot imagine the ripple effects when we do. Just yesterday, a friend sent me a podcast, a conversation between musician and actress Sarah Bareilles and broadcast journalist and political commentator Anderson Cooper. And it turns out that Bareilles was so moved by a previous episode of Cooper's podcast, in which he talked about grief with Stephen Colbert, that she wrote a song based on that conversation. And in this podcast, Bareilles says, I think that you say, to Anderson Cooper, I think that you say that it's about telling your story. Telling your story, warts and all, is the thing that brings you back home. And I think of home as being like a place of connection. That your soul is at peace and at rest when it's in connection, either with yourself or with others or with Source or God or whatever you think. And we get to listen to Anderson Cooper as he hears Sarah's song for the first time and is moved to tears, and I was as well. What are you longing for? What is that place of connection that you could call home? I've been longing for spaces to grieve deeply, to be held and supported in communal grieving, which is why I'm creating one, a series of rituals of grief and healing starting this Tuesday evening right here at Foothills. So what is your deepest longing? A few weeks ago, I participated in a Meet the Movement workshop here on a Saturday, and I spent the day supporting leaders. I'm providing music right here on this stage. I had not slept well the night before, and as I was leaving, I was feeling a little tired, a little stressed. And that's when a congregant approached me, and she thanked me for my music. But she didn't stop there. She took my hands, and she offered me a blessing in which I felt truly valued and seen. She told me that she saw my spark, my light, and that it made a big impact. And that changed the whole day for me. And that has changed every day since, because I still carry that blessing inside me. And you have that power, my friends. We all do. Revillaging our lives is about reclaiming our inheritance. And I want you to deeply feel the ways in which you long to experience community, to share that desire with others in your life, to ask yourself, is there a space like this that I can join? Or is it mine to create? From our inner worlds to our everyday interactions to the structures that dictate how we gather and behave, revillaging is possible. Somewhere, Starhawk reminds us, there are people to whom we can speak with passion without having the words catch in our throats. Somewhere, a circle of hands will open to receive us, eyes will light up as we enter, and voices will celebrate with us whenever we come into our own power. And it is right here, my friends. All we seek is right here.
When I first started falling in love with my partner and her community, I was really afraid of not being cool enough. And then my first real moment of emotional vulnerability with them and with her, my partner, I said, I'm sorry. I forgot to be cool. And my partner goes, your feelings don't scare me. I think it's cool that you care. So here's a little song about that. I'm sorry for what I have done and what I have failed to do. I'm sorry I messaged your friend when you weren't picking up. It had just been an hour or two. I forgot to be cool. And now I'm repeating your words like a mantra, like a kid who's just learning to read, trying to match all the sounds from your mouth to some shapes that I thought were too big for me. Your feelings don't scare me. I'm not going anywhere. Your feelings don't scare me. I think it's cool that you care. Your feelings don't scare me. I'm not going anywhere. Your feelings don't scare me. I think it's cool that you care.
A beautiful way that I see our community offering care to one another is through our Caregivers of Loved Ones with Dementia support group here at Foothills. And I'm very aware that Dementia Together is a critical community resource for these families, because we know that dementia has a way of bringing not only stress and confusion to the caregiver and the person living with dementia, but social isolation as well. And this is why Dementia Together's commitment to no one walking that journey alone means so much. Based here in Fort Collins, Dementia Together serves those living with dementia, their care partners, and their families with education, enrichment, and hope, all at no cost, no charge, so that cost is never a barrier to that support and that connection. Dementia Together brings community together to increase joy and connection and prevent social isolation. And one of the enrichment events that I keep hearing about is called Memory Cafe. It's a joyful, themed gathering where folks can share memories of the past while enjoying moments in the present. People living with dementia and those who are journeying alongside them are both invited. And in the challenging landscape of dementia, Memory Cafe can be a lifesaver because it's a way to come together in laughter, come together in memory and story, and in shared community. Everything you place in the basket today and everything you donate by using the QR code on the screen or by using your Church Center app will be shared equally between Dementia Together and our mission of unleashing courageous love in Northern Colorado and beyond. Your generous offering will now be gratefully received. A couple nights ago, I was laying in bed, trying to fall asleep. We had all the windows open in the house because it was unseasonably warm, many, many degrees warmer than it should be. And I was feeling a warm breeze in the warm room, trying to just let go, let sleep take me away. And it wouldn't, because I continue to not know what to do with this weather moment in Colorado. It is super weird. It is both beautiful and terrifying. It is both familiar, like I know what to do on an 80-degree day in July, but it's happening at the spring equinox. And there's this sense of foreboding too, that like nothing's happening right now, but what is going to happen and what should I be doing about that? And the reality is that we can't, in every moment of our lives, we can't be doing something to fix this heat dome that we're currently in. And sometimes we just need to show up for our people, or make dinner, or find a way to wind down and rest. And in those moments, I come back to our communal practice of gratefulness, which I find, most often talk to myself about gratefulness as a practice of naming what is also true. That it's not a practice of happiness enforcement or denial, but it's a tremendously useful practice when I am getting stuck in a very tight box that has one topic in it, which is the topic I'm freaking out about. And to remind myself that there are many other things that are also true and that give life, and also remind me that change happens and I'm in the flow of something much bigger. So I want to invite us now into our weekly spiritual practice of gratefulness, that gratitude expansion. So let's take a moment and turn inward. And if you turn inward and you immediately see that thing that you can't stop thinking about, or your persistent task list, set that aside. It will come to visit you again, I promise. And look for some other things that are also true, that are beautiful, that bring joy and beauty into your life. And if it's hard to find a thing, set the bar like way lower, right? Like, I have pants to put on this morning. That is great. I got here somehow. I'm here with you. So notice those gratitudes. It might be one thing, it might be a bunch of things. And just hold them close and say, you too are true and a blessing. I imagine those gratitudes are things that are not things that you fully generated and are totally responsible for their existence, but are somehow things you can be grateful came into your life. And how wonderful that we are not the masters of the universe. So for this interdependence and for all of those good things, we hold our gratitude and we let it energize us and move us, perhaps even moving to rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn together.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free.
Friends, as you go forth today with seeds of vision in your hearts, wave your bubble wands proudly. Because each time you share your longing, each time you give and receive care, you are blowing bubbles. And you're saying, wow, look at what the world can be. Let's claim our birthright and make together the villages of care that this world desperately needs. Our service ends and our service only continues. Go in peace and in love. Amen.